Good morning, students. Today we are going to read Chapter 5 Landforms of the Earth. So, we have three major landforms of the Earth that are mountains, plateaus, and plains. Now, there are two types of forces that leads to the landform on the surface of the earth that are endogenic forces and exogenic forces. Endogenic forces are related to the internal processes of the earth and exogenic forces are related to external processes. Endogenic forces can be further subdivided into two types: epirogenic forces and orogenic forces. Epirogenic forces leads to block mountains, basins, rift valleys, plains, and orogenic forces leads to fault, plateaus and other landforms. Now here are the causes of landform developments. The first cause is the plate tectonics. The plates push, collide or slide past each other. This results in disturbance in the sedimentary rock deposit lying between the two or more plates. The sedimentary rocks are compressed. This compression causes folding of rocks and leads to a fold mountain. Now here is a picture of the Himalayan mountain range that was formed by the folding of the rocks. The Indian plate was pushed beneath the Eurasian plate and this led to the rising of the Himalayas. Now the second cause is the upliftment or submergence. Another set of forces operating inside the earth act along the radius from the center of the surface and are characterized by large-scale upliftment or subsidence of land. Now here is a picture of a normal fault which led to the upliftment and subsidence of the land along the fault line. Now number 3 is exogenic forces. These are forces operating on the surface of the earth, not inside the earth, which causes the formation of landforms. They are also called destructive forces because they cause widespread destruction through weathering and erosion of the existing landforms. So the first major type of landform are the mountains. The mountains are classified into three types depending on the forces they are formed. First one is the fold mountain, residual mountain and the block mountain. Fold mountain. Fold mountain are the result of large-scale compression of the Earth's crust. Such stresses can be caused by the weight of the overlying rock movements in the mantle, the expansion and contraction of some parts of the Earth, etc. Here is a picture of a structure of the fold mountain. Here we can see the upfolds are called anticlines and downfolds are called synclines, and the forces act from the sides and cause a fold mountain. Now fold mountains can be further subdivided into two types: young fold mountains and old fold mountains. Young fold mountains have steep slopes, deep valleys and sharp pointed snow-covered peaks. Example of an young fold mountain is Himalayas, Andes, Alps, Rockies. And old fold mountains are eroded by the agents of gradation. Therefore, they have gentle slopes, round tops and sculptured domes. Example, the Aravalis, Urals, etc. Now, what are residual mountains? Residual mountains are those mountains which are subjected to weathering and erosion for a long time and are lowered down. Some of the examples of residual mountains are Nilgiri, Parashnath and Rajmahal hills in India. Now, what are block mountains? Due to tensional forces, there may be cracks and faults on the Earth's surface. If there are two parallel faults occur on the land between it subsidize to form a rift valley. If the block rises, it forms a host or a block mountain. Example of a block mountain is the Black Forest Mountain in Europe. Now this diagram shows the formation of block mountains. Here we can see in the first diagram we can see that there are two fault lines. And if there are two parallel fault lines, then the land in between these two fault lines submerges or subsidize and form a rift valley, and the uplifted land are called block mountains. Now the second major type of landform are the plateaus. Plateaus are mainly subdivided into two types: intermontane plateaus and volcanic plateaus. Now what are plateaus? Plateau is defined as an area of high ground 500 feet above the ground level. These uplands have steep slopes on one side. The upper part is generally flat and it is also called tableland. Now intermontane plateaus. The plateaus surrounded by hills on all sides are called intermontane plateaus. A famous example of intermontane plateau is the Tibetan Plateau. Now what are volcanic plateaus? Volcanic plateaus are plateaus which are formed by volcanic eruption that slowly builds over time, forming a plateau. For example, the northwestern Deccan is an example of a lava plateau which is formed by the solidification of the lava. Now, the plains are of three types: structural, erosional, and depositional. Now, what are plains? A plain is defined as an extensive area of lowland with a level or gentle undulating surface. Now, depositional plains. These plains are formed by the deposition of materials which have been brought by the various agents of transportations. Various agents of transportations like rivers, wind, and marine deposition. Now, river deposition. River deposition are mainly found near the rivers like River Ganga, River Yangtze, etc. Wind deposition. Most of such plains are sandy desert like Sahara in Africa and Thar Desert in India. Marine deposition. These plains are found in coastal areas, example east coast of India, in the estuary banks of Netherlands, coast of Germany and Denmark, etc. Now we are going to study the importance of landforms, or why are the landforms important. Mountains, plateaus, plains and valleys are beautiful sculptures of nature on the surface of the earth's crust. They add to the beauty of the earth. Second is landform represents the relief features of the earth. They have impact on climate, direction of wind, precipitation, as well as other atmospheric processes. The mountain ranges of the world are abode of snow and glaciers. They are the source of perennial rivers. Many kinds of forests are found in the slopes of the mountains, hills, and plateaus. These are homes to different species of plants and animals. Since such relief features also exist in oceans, the island groups and coastal regions are ideal for fishing. Major landforms are created by disturbances resulting from the forces operating in the interior of the earth. Most minerals and fossil fuels come near the surface of the earth due to these disturbances. So that's all about the landforms of the earth. Thank you, children.